Welcome to this interview with one of our amazing clients, Jennifer. Jennifer went through our Fertile Method program and has had amazing success coming from a whirlwind of hormone imbalance issues and just a really interesting story that she's going to share with all of you. But, we hear so many women have similar stories like Jennifer. So we wanted to bring her on so you can hear from somebody, specifically who's gone through the program, what they've gone through and how it's helped them and everything like that. So welcome, Jennifer.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Super excited to have you on. We've had so many great interviews lately, and we've got some more coming up. So we love our clients. It's so good to see you too, because after seeing you ladies, in the program for so long and then not getting to see you guys weekly, we get sad.
Yeah.
Yeah, it stinks. But all right, awesome. So if anybody is on live, make sure you say hello. If you are watching the replay, make sure you put in the comments section hashtag replays, just so we can see who is checking out Jennifer's story. And awesome. So we're going to get started. We're going to jump right in. So Jennifer, can you give everybody a little bit of background about yourself and your fertility journey?
Sure. So ever since I was young, I had IBS, and that was a gut problem that I had. And then at 16, I developed a ovarian cyst. So I was getting my period every 3 months. It was very irregular cycles. And then the doctor put me on birth control. So I was on birth control from when I was about 16, 17 years old to I was 29 when I came off of that.
It's a long time.
It was a very long time, yes. And then when I came off of that, my body, obviously the hormones were completely imbalanced, and my body was just having trouble regulating. I wasn't getting my period. When I did get my period, it lasted for a day, and sometimes I went 40, 50 days. Sometimes I skipped it again for 2 months. So it was just like a battle of trying to figure out when I was ovulating, then when I was trying to conceive. However, then I tried going to the doctor, and after it didn't work for a while, they put me on Clomid. I was on Clomid for 6 months. I did 4 months of the lowest dosage, and then the last 2 months, they doubled that, and that didn't work either. And I was starting to get really bad breakouts, and my acne was coming back again. So it was getting really disheartening as to see that nothing was working, and I was trying everything that I could, especially with my gut issues as well. I was in the hospital for a while with trying to balance those on top of trying to balance my menstrual cycle and everything. So then I came across the Fertile Method, and I was in contact of December 2021. I started talking, and then I tried the last 2 months, like I said, on the higher dosage of Clomid, and then my husband deployed, and I said, forget it. I'm doing this. I'm doing this for my body. And I started in March of 22 last year, and here I am now.
Yeah, one of the things that was so apparent in your story was your gut health issues. The fertility gut connection is such an overlooked piece of the puzzle when it comes to women who are struggling with fertility issues, and that was super apparent, with you and having also been on birth control for such a long time, things like that. But yeah, I know. I totally love the fact that you and your husband really wanted to give it a go and try to do this, on your own without having to make these changes. But then your body was literally just telling you. I remember you coming into the program in March and then just feeling so awful after being on Clomid for all that time and just feeling terrible. And you're like, that's it. I have to do something. And I think you even said to me, like, even if I don't conceive, I just need to feel better because my hormones are all over the place.
Yeah, and I was extremely tired, and the doctors kept testing me for that. They thought I was anemic and thyroid issues, and my blood work and everything kept coming back okay. But it was just my hormones were so out of whack and imbalanced that it was just, I needed to make a healthier change for myself.
Yeah. What other types of things did you try to do to overcome that? So, you tried the Clomid. What other things did you try? Did you try like changing your diet or any of those things?
So I had to change my diet because of my gut problems. So I
Mhm.
had to eliminate dairy. So once I got to that week in the program where it said, "Oh, eliminate dairy," I was like, "Check, already did that."
Done.
I know that's the hardest part, and
Crushed my action items this week.
yeah. Um, and then I had to also eliminate, and I still can't touch garlic and dairy, and onions. So that was like the biggest thing. And changing, like when you get recipes, even from the program, it has those things in it. And I was really, really nervous about all that, but I was able to supplement. So learning what to supplement these items and food for, in order to still make healthy choices for my gut. And then it helped my hormones. And I just saw a huge improvement in my energy then, because we talked about going on those extra supplements. And I was on, um, I don't remember the name of the pills now, but I was on the enzymes. I was taking that. I was taking the L-glutamine in the morning, doing the lemon water and all that, which I still do, and drinking a lot. So I was really just flushing out my gut on top of what my gastrologist told me to do for my personal gut issues. And then what you guys told me to do definitely helped.
That's awesome. What was your experience like being in the fertile method? Like, what was your, so I guess I have two questions. So, what was like when was the point where you realized, like, okay, because you and I had been talking for like 3 months, 3 or 4 months at that point.
Mhm.
And, we know that obviously there's, decisions that have to be made and people want to try on their own and everything. But where was the point where you realized, like, I have to do this? Like, I have to go and try something else. Like, I can't do this anymore.
I would say when I realized that I wasn't able to figure out or fix my period on my own. Like it was to the point where all my friends were conceiving, and of course that was bothering me as well. But I just wanted to fix my body at that point and just be normal and have a normal period. And even if I didn't, like you said, even if I didn't conceive after joining the program, I just wanted to make my body better and healthier. So I decided to join the program when I realized, after taking Clomid, how bad I felt, how my body just, I almost felt again like I was having another IBS attack after all of that, because my body was just trying to get everything out of the system. Um, and it wasn't working. So then I said, I have to do something to figure out how I can balance my hormones to get my period back on track. And that's when I decided to join the group.
Yeah. We're so glad you did.
You.
So, can you tell everybody a little bit about your experience? Because in the beginning of the fertile method, I don't know if you remember this because this is back a long time ago, but it was a rough road in the beginning
Oh,
because your body had to detox so much, not only from the Clomid, but because of all of your issues with your digestive system. And weren't you in the hospital at one point because of that?
I was before I joined the program. And then there was 1 week in the program where I added the maca root,
Mm-hmm.
and that I had
You had the flare
three
up.
yeah, 3 days. It was pretty bad, and then we said, "Okay, eliminate it and fix this," and it all worked out. Uh,
Yeah. But your body, if I remember, was also detoxing so much. And I hope I'm not sharing too much personal stuff here, but I think it's important for people to see that, like, sometimes things almost get like a little worse before it gets better. But do you remember how much you were breaking out from all of the toxins leaving your body? And it was
So
probably so terrifying. I remember you being like, my students are even questioning it, and it's
mhm.
like, but your body needed to get rid of so many toxins and hormones from your system, and it was literally coming out of you.
I mean, my face was a disaster, and I know they talk about the pregnancy glow and skin and all of that, but still, like, to this day, if I eat the wrong thing and I have a little treat or something like that, I'm breaking out because my body knows, oh, you're going off, the routine. But my face was so bad, and my stomach was just, not that it was painful or anything. It was just, I was going to the bathroom and just detoxing and cleaning out. Like, it was so different to see, even from when would urinate, the different colors in my urine. It was just like, wow, okay, drinking all this water is really helping, and it's really working because
Really flushing out the system.
yeah. So Um, yeah, I definitely from the beginning to the middle to the end of the program and even to now still staying with the meals and things like that and staying on track definitely has made a huge like I've never had so much energy. Everyone's like, too, oh, you're in your third trimester. You should be feeling tired again. I'm like, yeah, I do feel tired, but I'm eating every 2 to 3 hours. I'm having a small snack, and the doctors are saying, "Well, that's the right thing to do. That's a smart thing to do." And every time I have my fruit, I pair it with the nuts, and I'm balancing my blood sugar. So, going through the whole program and learning these small things definitely helped balance out not only my hormones, but cleared my face and my body definitely cleaned out and detoxed.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. I love hearing that. And I love hearing that you have energy and that you felt the change in your energy as well. Because as we're balancing out our hormones, sometimes we don't realize how exhausted our body is with
Mhm.
all being bogged down by everything, right? And I remember you would come home and like try to get on the elliptical or something like that, right?
Yep.
But you would always be so exhausted all the time. And, sometimes we'll have people come into the program within the first 2 weeks of just making some subtle changes. They're like, oh, I have some energy here. But you're now, which I didn't want to share it so soon, but like now you're 30 weeks pregnant and you have so much energy and your pregnancy has been amazing.
Yes, knock on wood. Yes, it
Hey, we're 30 weeks in.
has. Yes,
So, can you share a little bit about what your experience was like in the program, and then, yeah, just throughout the program, and then we'll talk about after that.
sure. So when I first joined, I was like really nervous because again, I had to make more gut changes and more changes to my diet. But after talking to you and Colette, like anytime I had a question, I would message her and she'd answer me back right away. I joined Costco, even though it's 45 minutes away. And now my husband's loving that too. And he's like, we got to do our monthly Costco run. I was like, me too.
It's dangerous too,
It
though.
is dangerous, but and it's just so much better to eat healthy and to just I didn't realize like everything I was putting into my body affected my body somehow. It may not have been just my fertility. It may have been with my acne. It may have been through my gut and something, and they're all connected. But once I started I remember the first 3 weeks, I was like, "What did I do? Like, this is really hard, like, every week is something new, now I gotta take this out, now I have to supplement this." But then as I went through and I got everyone's support, I tried every week or every other week to join the coaching calls, which definitely helped, and asked questions, when I had them. I felt like as I went through the program, things got easier. And then I wasn't afraid when I reached the end and had to do the whole cleanse because that was my biggest fear too. I knew that was a thing before joining it. And I was like, I never did a cleanse before. My gut's never going to be able to handle that. But I definitely throughout the whole time felt more and more prepared that when I hit that week 12, but I did it during week 11.
Mhm.
I was working, I'm a teacher, and I felt great. I mean, I had so much energy then, I was good to go. So, definitely it was scary in the beginning. It got scary when I had that one reaction and put me back for 3 days, but it definitely throughout the whole time got better and better and better, and I can't stress how much support, like, you guys were always there. Anytime I had a question or I was like, I know this is after hours or whatever, but I just had a flare up. Like, what can I do differently? What can I avoid? And I would always document too what I ate so I can tell you, and you
Mhm.
were able to help and pinpoint it out.
Yeah, well, listen, girl, you did all the hard work, and I want everybody to know that's watching this that I think Jennifer already mentioned this, but her husband was deployed during this entire time. So
Mhm.
she did all of this on her own. I mean, I know that you have family support and everything, but
Yeah.
to be committed and stay to that while you're working and doing everything that you're doing, like that was a huge piece. I mean, I totally admired that for you to be doing all that on your own. And you totally wanted to take care of yourself before your husband got back from deployment and do the best that you could to try to start this family. I mean, that was the goal, right? I mean, I love that. I love that part of your story. You're a strong woman for sure.
Thank
Um, So after the program, tell me, you started in March and you finished in June.